Hello everybody, welcome to my little podcast called Babbles Travelling Yarns. I'm Grace, I'm the host of this podcast, and you can find me on Instagram, Ravelry, Periscope, Patreon, as Vanna Willamille. I think that's all. Yes. I have a podcast group on Ravelry and I'm not very active in there. I'm so sorry. I just find it very difficult. I'm sorry, but if you want to pop over there and introduce yourself, I would love to read what you have to say. There's some new people have joined actually recently, which is super lovely. Thank you so much and welcome. To all the new subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing. And if this is your first time joining me, if you're interested, if you like what you see, you can subscribe so you get notified of when I put up new videos, which is kind of random at the moment. So yeah. You wouldn't be like expecting them every Monday or every Thursday because I'm not consistent at the moment at all. So if you're interested in keeping track, maybe subscribing might be a good idea. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up because I like positivity. If you don't like the video, move along. I'm sorry if you didn't like it, but you can't please everybody, so that's okay. So today is the day where I have a wobbly camera and it's the 13th of August. I had to turn on my computer. It's the 13th of August. It is a Sunday and I have had a wonderful weekend of virtual knit nights. We had one yesterday at 8 o'clock on Saturday nights we have them, and at around 9-10 o'clock on Sunday mornings as well, depending on when I wake up. I'm thinking of moving that a later date to change the official date to that or time to that later because I'm not getting up as early as I used to on Sundays. So I have a lot to talk to you about today. Most of it's continuing progress on some projects, but it's interesting continuing progress. So, and I have a giveaway and I have a new KAL announcement with something I'm completely obsessed with. And I've got some spinning that I've just finished today, hot off the spinning wheel, sizzling hot. So I hope you're in for a good show today. So first off, the giveaway. I'll announce the giveaway and it's going to be in the Ravelry group. So Ellie from Skein Deer Knits has gifted me a copy of her SELBU Mitten pattern bundle. And now I already have Ellie's SELBU Mitten pattern and I am so excited to get the other four. I'm so excited. They're so beautiful. I cannot get over how beautiful they are. But she's also given me a copy of the bundle for you guys. Shocking! So here's the details of the pattern if you want to go over and buy before you try. So there's four mitten patterns, but you also get the original SELBU mitten pattern that is out originally that she has released previously. Sorry if I'm at my nose, it's itchy. So the first one's going to be released on the 1st of September, then 1st of October, 1st of November and 1st of December. So they're like amazing patterns they're apparently really quick to knit and brilliant Christmas presents, right? Oh my gosh, yes. That's what my plan is anyway. Oh my god, I've just had an amazing idea for my boyfriend's sister. Oh my god, I need some red yarn. I need some red DK weight yarn. Stat. Okay, right. Red and white. I want to do red and white SELBU mittens. Perfect. Right, perfect. Done. So, yeah, sorry, what am I talking about? So, after the 1st of September, the price is going to be £18, but the early bird price before you buy on the 1st of September is £14. It's incredible. And the actual value of them is £20. Amazing deals. Steal of a deal. So, oh my gosh, you've got to have a look at the patterns of the recent FOs that she has up of the SELBU mitten patterns. Oh my god, they're so cute. Okay, stop looking at it now. So, how do you win? Well, you win by being a subscriber of my YouTube channel a member of my group on Ravelry, which will be down below in the doobly-doo. I enjoy it when they say that, so I've taken to saying it. Doobly-doo, fun. And answering the question in the thread there, which will be, what is your experience with colour work? Have you ever done it? Is it your first? Would it be your first? Or are you super experienced in colour work and you fancy a quick little project? Because these would be amazing first colour work projects. I've heard it from so many people who've tried it that they work up so fast that it's super satisfying and you just get like instant gratification from these beautiful mitten patterns. And she's such a good pattern writer. Apparently it's amazing. I have read over the pattern, but I haven't actually physically done it as I'm doing it, so that's how I do it. But everyone who I've spoken to has said that she's just fantastic, super clear about all of her instructions, so easy. So if you do want to give it a go, definitely hop on over to the Ravelry group and tell me if you'd like to tell me what your experience is with colour work. Okay, great, awesome, woo, giveaway, yay! So what have I been doing with myself the last couple of days? So the last, I got a really good response, and I am still getting a really good response from my last video of the garden tour. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. It is a wonderful garden. I've grown up in it and it's just full of memories and loveliness. And one day I'll have a garden like that myself, but it took a lot of doing. Like, that's a lot of work that went into that garden over years. One day. I'm drinking apple juice because I fancy something sweet. Not sweet enough. So I have been working on 2 projects. Oh, I'll show you this one near the end. This is my... Oh, what am I wearing? I suppose I'll tell you. I am wearing my modified flax, which I wish I did short rows in the back because it's just kind of a flat, you know, it's kind of the same. Oh, kind of, I don't like anything cutting me across there. I can't wait to make this one again actually, because I would make some adjustments. But it's my modified flax that I added some cables in inside, so the raglan increases are outside of this cable pattern. Super easy to do. You just kind of make up a cable pattern and increase either side really. And then I just did the cuffs in this lovely mint. And this was done in, oh gosh, can I remember? Bellissimo St. George. 50% merino and cotton in a grey, yes. And this mint is 100% superfine Cleckheaton superfine merino Australian wools. Oh god, I'm good. Anyway, and this is the hand-spun shawl that I made, inspired by Outlander. And okay, so I'm completely obsessed with the Outlander shawl, with the Outlander program. It took me ages to get back into it, but the first season is starting again on the 10th of September, and I've decided I would love to do an Outlander KAL. Yay! Totally inspired by Joanna from the Stitching the High Notes podcast. And so I'm going to just host kind of a casual knit along during the when the season's coming out, you know what I mean? So it's going to last for as long as the season runs, which I think is cute. So if you've anything that you didn't finish for Joanna's podcast, Joanna's KAL, whips can be included, no problem. Anything that you can anyway randomly associate with Outlander. I'm very, very casual about it. I don't know what prizes I'm going to be giving. I would love to accept donations of prizes, but I'll think of something, don't you worry. So this was just a really simple, and it was, oh, it's totally, I wanted Claire's shawl. Do you know the one that she has around her? It was meant to be a lot bigger, but I thought I had more yarn spun. But I need the ones that you can tuck into the belt. I thought it was just super, super cute. So nice. So I've got loads more patterns that I want to do, because of course one of them I've no socks on the needles, so I really want to knit Anna Freyberg's Fergus socks. Oh, they're so pretty. They have that beautiful kind of diamond kind of, I think they're just twisted stitch or one stitch cable socks. Oh, they're so lovely. I'll link it down in the doobly-doo. And there's also, when I was looking up, you know, when I was just looking up stuff, you know, the way you do on Ravelry, you look up Outlander and then something comes up and you're like, oh, for real? That's interesting. I didn't know that existed. So there's a mystery KAL starting on the 10th of September, exactly the same time that I was thinking of doing the KAL. And it's called the Voyager Mystery KAL. And I'm just, oh, it's just opening up in 48 seconds. Why is it taking so long? That's taking far too long. Let's open up that bit. But it's by Rachel Roden, the Voyager Mystery KAL. And it's based on, I'll tell you the little blurb. Well, after more than 1 year, we're finally going to get the next chapter of Jamie and Claire's story. I'm so excited for season 3 of Outlander, and I'm sure it's going to be just as amazing as the previous ones were. This year's colour, dyed by Lorna's Laces and available at Jimmy Bean's Wool, was inspired by the beautiful greens and purples of the Scottish countryside. So they have like their own special yarn for it and everything, but I'm sure you can use, it's kind of a very speckled skein, and then there's a gradient set with it. Complements the semi-solid of the midi skeins. So what do you need for it? You need the main colour. You need 430 yards of fingering weight yarn, and then contrast colours, 100 yards of 5 different contrast colours. So kind of like 5 different mini skeins. So I have these bad boys. I have like these bad boys. So I was thinking something, I have no idea what. Wait. So here we go. So these are kind of the greys, but they're kind of like warm greys, right? Warm grey mini skeins. I was thinking something like this, like a warm contrast. This is Nooch Fibre in the something about leather chair, leather smell leather chair. Or something kind of sparkly and light. This is Circus Tonic Handmade in the Fireworks Sparkle. Or, ooh, this green. Ooh, I really kind of like that. So it's got these kind of greys in there, pops of greys in there too. Ooh, that's nice. And this is Circus Tonic Handmade as well in the March 2017 club, which Tina dropped up for me. Thank you so much. That's nice. I kind of like that. Oh, it's happened again. But, but I really like this one too. Sorry, this is kind of blowing out a little. This is the Yarn Medic in London Fog colorway. So, pretty. Yeah, so like any random skein, and if you have a gradient set, super handy. So, well, we've got to the 10th of September to decide what we're going to do with that. So, that's awesome. I also have this blue gradient set. And I've never done a mystery KAL. A mystery KAL with a gradient set sounds perfect to me. Because it's going to be beautiful because it's a gradient, right? Oh, that's kind of nice. Oh, I don't know. So yeah, I'm probably going to be doing that. But you know me and promises. Maybe not. Maybe. But it's always a good, I think it's cute when I find something that it's like, oh, interesting. Because I hadn't heard about it. So Outlander KAL running from, so the first clue is going to be released on September the 10th at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So yeah, you can do your gauge swatches and everything. I think it's just fingering weight, so perfect. So yeah, exciting. So I'm going to go open a chatter thread in my Ravelry group as well, and we can get chatting about different patterns and things that we can see. That chunky cowl, how fast would that be to knit up, right? So the rules are try and finish something. We'll have a finished object thread. Try and finish something by the end of the KAL. And there might be an extra prize if you take a picture of yourself knitting while watching an episode. I think that'd be cute. And fun to do. And then we can talk about like the season and stuff on there as well. Maybe there'll be like a spoiler thread as well. Oh my gosh, this is getting quite big. But you're more than welcome to join me. I'll put together some prizes as well for that. Yay! Yay! Right. What have I been knitting? So I've got 2 projects and I'll show you the one I've been, well, I've actually been probably knitting the same amount on both, but this one feels like it's got way more done on it because it's a huge gauge and big needles. Big needles means huge gauge. So it's just flying. It's flying off the needles. So this is my Summer on You top that I'm striping. Oh, I love these stripes. And I tried it on this morning on the VKN. They were like, try it on now. I was like, oh my God. So I had to get another needle and like move everything around. So it's fine. The sleeves are a little bit too far out. So I was thinking about maybe doing some short rows in just to cover a little bit of, because I won't be able to wear nothing like just a bra underneath because it is quite see-through. It's linen, so it's quite see-through. And it's got these big holes down the middle. So yeah, I was thinking about doing just a little short row cap just to, I don't know, hide a strap of a cami or something, because it kind of goes out to the tip of my shoulders and I kind of want it in here, you know, in that little dip of the shoulder. Too hot. Oh, take off all this stuff. Yeah, so yeah, we'll see about that. I don't really have any more of this grey yarn left. So the yarn I'm using is Pascuali yarn in the Nepal base, which I am completely in love with. It is beautiful, like stunning. Oh, it's so, I can't stop knitting with it. It is lovely. So it's just so nice to kind of hold and squish. Now it's not wool, right? So it's not going to be as squishy as wool. It is cotton. Let me find the blend. 60% cotton, 28% linen and 12% nettle or rainy fibre. And it's dyed in Portugal and its origin is Italian, so European, which is, you know, awesome. Close as I can get. So it says cotton has excellent wearing properties, linen gives a pleasant feel, and nettle fibre makes the yarn soft. And it is soft. It is soft. And it's easy to knit with. I think because I'm using wooden needles, I'm using Knit Pro Symphonies, and the wooden needles, I was talking about this with Tina, who's knitting with just 100% linen, and Opera Joanna, and they're both knitting with Quince & Co Sparrow, which is 100% linen, and they were saying that the stitch gauge is huge because, well, there's no stretch, you know, there's no stretch in the fibre. So there's a difference in the way you knit. So with wool, you're stretching the wool as you're making your stitches. So when they relax, you've used a lot less wool because it's stretched, made the stitch and then relaxed back. So your tension is going to be a little bit tighter on wool. Whereas with linen, you're doing the same amount of knitting, but you're not stretching. The idea, well, you've got to train yourself not to stretch, otherwise you're going to be making it very uncomfortable for yourself. So it's kind of a technique of knitting. So I really wanted a loose gauge on this, so I just kind of don't really pull very hard on my needles, you know. I don't really, and the yarn kind of just slips through your hand quite nicely, and oh, it's just super lovely to knit with. I love it. And I caked up the ball, and I'm knitting with it, and it's kind of being battered around, and it's getting softer and softer and softer as I knit with it. Oh, it's so nice. So I am definitely getting my hands on more of this yarn because amazing. So amazing. So yeah, I would thoroughly recommend this Pascuali in the Nepal base. And I've got color 1, color 11 and color 3. So 1, 3 and 11. I assume they go by lightness and darkness. So I've got like a light grey, a sky blue or a baby blue, and this kind of navy. And these were given to me as a present from Laura from the Woolly Wolverine podcast. And this is 150 grams, and I'm going to get a perfect size top out of this. I have this much yarn left, and that will definitely, oh, it looks super lovely in that. It looks kind of tealy, but it's more navy. It's so nice. Yeah, so I'm loving that. This is going to be finished super soon. And I really should stop knitting on this and knit on the other thing, because the other thing has a deadline. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it is such a flattering design. When I tried it on this morning, the arrows, the downward arrows are just lovely. So there's no shaping in this. So what happens is essentially you're increasing 2 stitches and then you're decreasing 2 stitches. You're increasing 2 stitches in the middle and you're decreasing 2 stitches. So it's just a straight tube. But because of the design, because of this downward stripe, it's just so flattering. You'll see when it's on me near the end. Oh my gosh, it's so nice. So I've started doing a bit of a flare out here to include the hips. I've actually stopped reading the pattern, so I don't even know if this is right, but I'm assuming that it's fine. Yeah, so I'm doing a bit of a flare out to include the hips, and it's probably going to come down in front and come down in the back and kind of have this kind of a dip or a V just around the hips, which is totes fine. I'm in love with it, so I'm just going to keep knitting until I run out and then bind off. That's my plan. You can kind of see the way it's flaring out there a little bit. I love it. Love it! So yeah, Summer on You, and I'll link it down in the doobly-doo. Now, this last pattern I had massive drama on Instagram. I'm completely obsessed with the Instagram stories, by the way. Completely obsessed with them. They're so helpful. Love them. So I have been working on my summer leaf cardi by Nim Teasdale. I've been using this beautiful Fibre Spates yarn in the natural colorway. This is the Sumptuous, I think. It's the 45% silk, 55% merino base. So shiny and silky and lovely. And this is my second ball, and I'm about 75 grams left to go on this. So I've used about a quarter, and I'm probably aiming to use everything down to 25%, probably 25 grams. Well, maybe, we'll see. We'll see how I feel. And I've just started a row, which is convenient. So I've started beading. I've started adding beads. So I went online and I found an Irish shop because I wanted to try and get beads as soon as I could. And I had some beads, but my crochet hook was too big to go into the middle. And then I bought some other beads and the crochet hook was still too big, and I couldn't find a small enough crochet hook all over Limerick. I looked everywhere. I have some coming to me from the UK and it's taking weeks, so I just give up. Someone else offered to send me their Fleegle beader, which they are. It's lovely, thank you so much, but it's still going to take weeks. So I put a call out on Instagram and I was like, how do I do it? I need to do it now. Did I bring it in? I did. So they told me to do the dental floss method. This is incredible. So I got some of this super floss. Now this is for people with braces often, and so the floss, there's little strips of floss in here, and it's this long, and this top bit is kind of stiff, right? And then you've got this fluffy bit, fluff, 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 and all of that stuff. So what I did, and what everyone did, told me to do, is, oh, I need to make sure, maybe I could get to a point where you can see the beads need to go on it. Maybe, that'd be good, wouldn't it? What do I need to do? Uh-oh, what have I done? Oh, this is great. Grace, what are you doing? See, I was knitting this last night during VK and I had to put it down because I was like, I'm gonna make a mistake. You have to have an easy project for VKN. Sorry, I have the iPad showing me what I'm actually looking at. I'm probably going to skip ahead. Blah, 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 blah. Aha. Okay. So I've got the beads beaded onto this one piece of dental floss. Now the fluffy part actually holds the beads up quite close, which is handy, and the rest of them are kind of dangling down there. I tied on a bead. I just kind of looped through the floss a couple of times down that bottom bead, and that's not going anywhere, so that's awesome. I'll put it in the show notes, the shop I got this from. I can't remember. I think it's Bead and Sew, or Sew and Bead, or something like that. They're a Dublin-based company. And the delivery was literally the next day. It was incredible. Really, really good. So what you do is, I should turn this bad boy around. Okay. So what you do is, get into the center. So you get this hard part of the dental floss and you insert it into the stitch, front or back, it doesn't really matter. And, so you take the stitch off. And then you're taking this hard part and you're going into the bead here. You're going to thread through the bead again. This floss is quite old now. I do need to change it over, but I'll use the rest of it. So it's on the two of them there, if you can see. Cool. I put this down and pop it onto the stitch. Excuse me for coughing. And then you put the stitch back onto your needle. I'm doing this awkwardly because I'm holding it up in the air. My hand is getting sore, but I love you guys, so I'm showing you. And there you go. That's the bead on the stitch. I like to kind of shuffle it back up a little bit just so it's right in the middle of that stitch. Cute, huh? So you get into a rhythm of it, which is quite handy. It is a little bit slow, but I am speeding up, so that's good. So this is what it's looking like. I don't know if you can see the beads. Can you see them? Yes. So they're looking super cute. I've got a ton of them, which is nice because you do go through them quite a lot. I've gone through 2 of these strings already. Now I have got these colors as well, and I was thinking about putting them along the edge, but I need to calculate out how many I have. The color of the girl's wedding is blue, so I was thinking this sort of fadey fade would be super lovely, but I'm annoyed that I didn't get more. I'm thinking about ordering some more. I mean, they'll arrive the next day. I don't know, because I did order loads and I should not get any more beads because I have more coming to me from Amazon when I got a bit mad. Sitting at home when you're sick with a phone and a bank account is a terrible, terrible, terrible thing for the bank account. So, excuse me. So I'm knitting these on fixed 100 centimeter Chowgu size 4s, I think. Not guaranteed on that one. And it's coming out really, really cute. So I'm onto the small leaf section of the shawl. This is the broadleaf section. And there's one chart which is changing to the small leaf section. And I want to do a couple of more repeats of that. And I have plenty of yarn. I have plenty of beads to do that. So yeah. I'm hoping, I've got 10 days, so I'm just going to do as many as I can, and then as we come closer I'll just bind off, and I might bind off, and at the peak of each bind off I'll do a little blue bead or something simple like that. Hopefully, and we'll see where we go from there, and then I'll block it and then we'll go. I hope I'm not blocking it like on the day. On a bed the night before the wedding, in a hotel bath. Bring the ukulele. So yeah, that's going to be fun. But I'm actually really enjoying the beading now, and the amount of people that have given me really good advice on that. Thank you so much to everybody. Super, super kind of you. Love it, and it's all working out fine. Actually, one of the women, Ruth, who has an Irish podcast, which I wasn't aware of until I said, there aren't any Irish podcasts. And then like a fool, everyone was like, who do you think you are? I was like, oh my God, super awkward. So loads of people mentioned Ruth from the Knitterarium podcast. She's an amazing designer. And I had actually unintentionally shown off one of her designs, the Grania shawl. Oh, it's so nice. It's got beading in it as well. So she was super helpful. And if anyone is interested in another Irish podcast, she's from Meath, Westmeath. She's from kind of Southern Ireland in the centre of the country. And she's got a lovely, 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 gentle, kind accent. She reminds me of kind of Little Bobbins, and kind of her tone and her aesthetic is beautiful. She's doing this beautiful pink and slightly darker pink grania, like a 2-colour grania with the beads. Oh, so pretty. I'm totally not a pink person, but oh, so pretty. You know, she's just one of those people that's really relaxing to watch. Just lovely. So totally check her out. Super awesome. And thank you so much, Ruth, for your beading help. Actually, loads of people got back to me on those Instagram stories and gave me help. Thank you so much to each and every one of you. I can't remember everyone on the top of my head. And I love the sound of beads, don't you? It's just satisfying. So pretty. Yeah. And it's handy that they come in these strings, because then I can hang them up and look at them. And they're so pretty. Well, the ends are a bit messy, but anyway. Put that down. Nice sound. Okay, so what next? I feel like I've shrunk right down now. Why do I keep doing this? Do you know, I think the chair just keeps dropping. So guess what? Yesterday when I decided I wanted to spin something, and when I spin something I get this overwhelming desire to Instagram live video, which is super nice because I get so much done when I'm talking. I'm kind of like distracted from spinning sometimes. I don't know, I love the act of spinning, but sitting down to do it is just a bit like I could be doing something else, you know. And it's not like I need to really concentrate too much. But anyway, so I just love Instagram living while I'm spinning. And people seem to love it too, because it's very relaxing watching someone spin. Someone else has been doing live YouTubing, I think, of spinning and stuff like that. Anyway, so I had this beautiful, beautiful braid. It's a little bit wet still, of Irish fairy tale yarns. And I have a video of it before it got washed, when it was washing, and so this is the gradient yarn that I've been spinning the last couple of weeks, and this is it before I give it a bath. It's been sitting on the niddy noddy. I've plied it together, and it's so pretty. I've plied it and I'm going to give it a bath, wash it and hang it, and hopefully that twist will come right out. If I give it a little shake about, it kind of comes into these little cute little kinks. So cute! Love it! Love, love, love. So I've just washed the skein and this is the colour that came out. So I just left it in for a little bit and then I've hung it out on the line. So hopefully the white hasn't gone too blue. But that blue is just super intense, so it was gonna run anyway. I just wish I'd got a colour catcher in, but that's fine. So yeah, that's hanging now to dry. This is it afterwards. Look at that, it's just perfectly balanced now. And before it was like twirling up on itself. It's amazing what a block can do, amazing. So this is the finest yarn I've ever spun. I'm so proud of myself. It turned out to be 300 meters per 100 grams. So that's around a sport weight. Or a 6-ply if you're going to be going by plies. And it's just the most beautiful gradient ever. So you see, I've got all these gradients now and I don't know what to do with them because they're all slightly different tones. So I've got lovely gradients, and these ones are probably destined, this one's definitely destined to become a hat or a cowl. This one I was going to put on the edge of that rustic shawl, but it's a different type of brown. It's more of a warm kind of almost pinky brown, and the rustic shawl is more of a yellowy brown. So it's like more like my hair, and the colors are just different, you know? So I don't know. I need to actually measure how long it is. Because I figured out that my niddy noddy, which is up here. Oh gosh, not that, this one. This niddy noddy is 1.5 meters. It gives you a skein of 1.5 meters around. So what you do is when you have it all wound up on your niddy noddy, you count one of the little bundles, you count the threads on there, and then you can calculate out how long your skein is. You should really do that after you wash and block because wool shrinks. So I probably have slightly less than 300 meters on this, but that's okay. Around about 300 meters. I need to keep that drying. So it's just such beautiful. And the color did run a little bit, but I'm not surprised because the blue is such a deep blue. When I have knitted this and when I'm blocking the knitted project, I'm going to add some vinegar and maybe a color catcher just to try and keep this white a little bit white. So I put it in, I noticed it running immediately, and then I just kind of swirled it around, squeezed it and pulled it straight back out again, not to have the blue running too much into the white. I imagine that it's quite difficult to keep the fibre from, like, it might be quite difficult to like rinse fibre in case you felt it, I'm not sure. But yeah, blues are notorious for being difficult to rinse, so no problems there. Oh, such a pretty yarn. Yeah, so nice. So yeah, and I've decided to, this is Polworth that I spun and then I dyed it, and I'm going to make this into a hat for my friend for Christmas. And it'll be quite quick to knit up, I think. I don't know what hat pattern I should do. Maybe a Declan's hat. I'm not sure. I need to find out how much yardage is in this first. Is there such a thing as a top-down hat? Someone please tell me that, because you could knit until you run out of yarn, which would be perfect, and then you just roll up the brim or whatever. Someone tell me that, please. Top-down hat. I'm sure I could just look that up on Ravelry. Anyway, yes, I'm going to do that. Because a hand-spun, I just don't know how much I have. Now, there's my little hand-spuns. Now, so that is what I am at. So there was about 2 podcasts ago, I put out a message, not a message, but a funny kind of observation that the word close means humidity in Ireland, and I hadn't really heard of it outside of Ireland, or I hadn't noticed not hearing it, but my boyfriend did, and he just couldn't get over it. And I got loads of messages back saying that yes, we use close here, but a lot of people had Irish, English or Scottish relatives who would use it, and that's why they use it. Like, so people in America, Canada, one person in Australia had never heard it. So I was like, okay, at least I'm right there. But a lot of people commented saying, yes, we use the word close here in England or Hertfordshire or lots of different places. And I think my boyfriend's just an idiot, I don't know. No. But it was really interesting and funny to see where everyone, because a lot of people had said, oh, I've got, like, my grandmother used to use it and she's Irish, or my grandfather used to use it because he's Scottish, or my dad says it all the time, so I say it. But it's not like, but I'm in wherever, Canada or America or Texas or wherever, so it's very interesting. So thank you so much for commenting on that. It was really fun and interesting to read. And thank you so much to everyone that comments. Every time I get a notification that I've got a comment on my YouTube, it just brings me so much happiness. And it's just lovely to see comments down there, because it's like I'm not just shouting into the void, and it feels like I'm having a conversation, even though I don't often get back to everybody. I find it a bit tricky. So I suppose if anyone is interested, if you've come this far, you might be interested. But I've my recovery is going quite well. I'm still in a bit of pain here and there, but obviously it doesn't stop me from doing knitting and talking and running around. I mean, I do get really tired still, and I'm finding it quite difficult to focus on things, and I'm finding it difficult to sleep too. Sleep is a tricky one. I don't know why. Someone was, Robert, one of my VKN buddies, Robert, was saying that he, after anaesthetics, after surgery, he found it really difficult to sleep as well. He wakes up at like 3 o'clock in the morning and then goes to sleep at 5 o'clock. You know, he's like, oh, during the middle of the day. He doesn't know why. And I'm like, I don't know, it's weird. Because I have been on the general anaesthetic before, but for wisdom teeth, it wasn't for like anything serious like abdominal surgery, so. But everything's going fine. I'm really itchy, which means that everything is healing wonderfully. Wonderful, excellent. And I'm going back to the doctor, sometime this week actually. I should look that up. But I was talking to my friend Fatima from Knitknacker Wellness, and she does these doTERRA oils. She has an oil business and she blends them herself. Now, Fatima is a doctor herself, and I want to say thank you so much, Fatima, for being like there when I was freaking out a little bit going in for surgery. Thank you so much. Very kind. But I ordered some oils from her and they came so quickly. So she's based in Singapore, but she ships all around the world. And all you have to do is kind of just contact her through Instagram or any way actually. But I got these 3, they're so nicely packaged. These 3 little oils, actually they're quite big. You get quite a lot in there. I don't know how much you get. I think it says it on there. But I got this one, I got Focus, Flu Balm and Stress Relief. You can always use Flu Balm. I'm thinking, oh hell yeah, do you know what I mean? You can never go too far without, you know, the second a flu comes on, I'm like, no, or a cold or whatever. But the Stress Relief one, I thought would be very, very useful. Sorry. So it's a wellness blend, stress relief blend. And I'm currently using the hell out of her Focus blend. So I was just finding it quite difficult to focus after it. And she also gave me this tiny little sample pack. Oh my god, it's so cute. It's so small. And this is some of her Sleepy blend, which I have been using, which has actually helped me last night. I put it on for the first time last night. And just kind of to wind down, so you put it on your pulse points. I don't know. It just makes me feel a bit better. But this is the Focus blend, and I do need to take some of it now. So, or maybe I have already. I already took some. Well, I already put it on earlier on, and it's just quite soothing. It smells delicious. So, if anyone is interested in essential oil therapy, I would totally recommend that you go over to Knitknacker Wellness on Instagram, or she has a website as well. Fatima also does. She does so much. She does. What's the thing? Tech editing for patterns as well. She's a genius. She's actually, have I said she's a doctor? She's a doctor in real life as well. Medical doctor. So, yes. So that's what's been going on in my life. I'm not driving. And I've been going for little walks here and there, which is great. I really want to kind of get up my steps again, because I'm feeling a bit like, come on now, you need to get moving and make sure everything is moving and nothing's sticking to anything that it shouldn't be sticking to. Anytime any abdominal surgery happens, there's a risk of something called adhesions, and if you're not moving, something can heal onto something that it shouldn't. So walking and movement and things like that is very important. But I do understand the need to rest and kind of recuperate and stuff. So I have been resting and recuperating and stuff. I don't know. I'm like so bored of resting and recuperating. I've watched like all of Game of Thrones. I've been watching Killjoys, which is a super cheesy program on Netflix. Ridiculous, totally enjoyable. I love it. But I'm kind of person that loves like Stargate and things, which is super cheesy as well. Love sci-fi cheese. And yeah, so I'm really enjoying Killjoys as well, because why not? And yeah, what else have I been doing? Oh, Outlander, of course. So excited about the Outlander, Cal. Stop getting so excited and moving so fast, Grace. Yeah, so now how do I end? Oh, goodness. I keep getting distracted by my wall of beautiful yarn. It's so beautiful. I need to start knitting all this stuff now. I've actually had to... Okay, oh yes, some person asked me, lovely wall of yarn, Grace, but what about the moths? Do they not have moths in Ireland? And I'm like, shh, don't say the M word. Gosh. What are you trying to do? Curse me? But I have started to... Not started to. I am in the process of bagging up all of my yarn in... whoa! In little, what are these called? Ziploc bags. So don't worry everybody. Moths love like dark kind of corners, so I wouldn't be too worried about the yarn that's up there, because the air is getting around to it and I'm kind of touching them all the time, squishing them. And I try to keep the window closed, especially at night time, you know, to allow the moths, to not allow the moths in the first place. I know that's probably not helpful, but hopefully I'm going to knit everything so fast that it won't matter that it's out, right? Totes. Okay. End of conversation. Don't say the M word. The M word is like not allowed in this podcast. From now on. Okay? Okay. See you next week, guys. And don't forget to enter for the SELBU mitten pattern. And if you're interested in the Outlander KAL, pop over to the Ravelry group and let's have a chat. Bye.